Most people die with their dreams still trapped inside them, not because they didn't want it badly enough, but because they never took the first step. They waited, they hesitated, they told themselves one day, but that day never came. And the saddest part, they were always just one small step away from changing their entire life. You want the truth. Big dreams don't start big. They start quietly. They start humbly. They start when you take the smallest possible action and refuse to stop. So before you scroll away, before you let another day slip by, I want you to hear this from me clearly and directly. You don't need a perfect plan. You just need your first step. And that's what we're going to talk about today, because I've learned something after a lifetime of studying champions, leaders, and achievers. It's never the size of your dream that determines your future. It's the size of your daily discipline. You see, everyone wants the big moment, the big break, the overnight success. But no one wants to start where success actually begins, in the small. Invisible steps nobody claps for. I've met thousands of people over my lifetime who wanted to win, but very few who were willing to start. You know what separates the dreamers from the doers? It's not luck, it's not talent, it's not connections. It's action, small, daily, disciplined action. You can't just think your way into success if thoughts alone made people successful. Every couch philosopher would be a millionaire, but they're not, because thinking is only the beginning. Action is what transforms the thought into reality. Let me tell you a story. Years ago, I met a man named Robert. He had a dream of building his own company. He had vision, ideas, energy, everything except movement. Every time we spoke, he said, "Dennis, once I have more money, once I have more time, once I feel ready, then I'll start." But that moment never came. He died with the same dream he had 30 years before, beautiful but untouched. He was waiting for the right time. He didn't realize that the right time never comes. It's created. And that's the truth for you too. You don't need more time, you need more urgency, because the time you're waiting for is passing as you wait. I often tell people every oak tree starts as a seed. It doesn't demand to be a tree overnight. It just does what it's meant to do every single day. Grow roots, push upward, keep reaching for lights. Small progress, consistent effort, unstoppable persistence. That's what separates those who live their dreams from those who only talk about them. You want a better life? Plant the seed. Water it, protect it, and let time do what it does best. Compound small actions into massive results. And please, stop digging up your seed every week to check if it's growing. Trust the process. Here's the science behind it. Your brain rewards completion, not size each time you finish something. Even something small. You release dopamine, the chemical that fuels motivation and focus. That's why starting small actually works better than trying to go big all at once. You start small. You feel progress. Progress creates motivation. Motivation builds momentum. And momentum becomes unstoppable. You don't find motivation, you create it by taking the first step. So if you've been waiting for the motivation to begin, stop waiting, because it's waiting for you. Let's talk about fear. Fear is the silent killer of dreams. It disguises itself as logic, as timing, as caution. But make no mistake, it's fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of starting small and being seen as nobody. But the truth, everyone starts as nobody. Every master was once a beginner. Every pro was once an amateur. Every success story started as a blank page. The only difference is they started anyway. Fear never goes away. You don't eliminate fear by waiting. You eliminate fear by walking through it. And when you take that step through fear, you realize the monster guarding your dream was only a shadow. I'll tell you something personal. When I first started speaking, I wasn't confident. I stumbled. I failed. I doubted myself. But I made a commitment to take small steps every single day. One talk, one audience, one story at a time. And before I knew it, those steps became miles. Those miles became a career. And that career became my purpose. If I had waited for perfection, I'd still be waiting. What I've learned is simple. You don't need to be amazing to start, but You do need to start to be amazing. Discipline is the bridge between dreams and reality. You can't hope your way to success. You can't wish your way to change. You can't meditate your way into movement. You must act daily. Discipline isn't punishment, it's empowerment. It's saying to yourself, I refuse to be a prisoner of my moods or my excuses. You don't have to feel like doing it. You just have to do it. Motivation is a mood. Discipline is a decision. And every small, disciplined act compounds over time into massive transformation. Let me tell you something most people don't want to hear. Success is boring. It's not glamorous. It's not exciting every day. It's repetitive, predictable, quiet. But that's why it works, because the things that make you successful are rarely exciting. But they are effective. You don't see the roots growing. But they're the reason the tree stands tall in the storm. So when your journey feels slow, when it feels like no one's watching, good. That's when you're being built. Now, I want you to think about this. What's the cost of waiting? You've already survived the hardest days of your life. You've already overcome things you thought would break you. So why not take the next step towards something that could make you... Because one day, you'll wake up and realize you're not running out of chances. You're running out of time. Don't let your dream become your ghost. Every small step matters. You read one page today, that's one closer to wisdom. You walk for 10 minutes, that's one closer to health. You save $5, that's one closer to freedom. Tiny actions become habits. Habits become identity. Identity becomes destiny. So when people ask me, Dennis, what's the secret to success? I tell them, it's not in doing a lot once. It's in doing a little every day. Here's the moment everything changes, the day you stop asking, how long will it take? And start saying, as long as it takes. That's the day your life transforms. Because when you commit fully, time stops being an obstacle. It becomes your ally. You no longer chase the dream. You become the dream. And one day, people will look at your life and say, wow, you're lucky, and you'll smile. Because you'll know luck had nothing to do with it. It was small steps, taken consistently over time. So here's what I want you to remember. Big dreams don't start big. They start small, but they grow when you do. Every great victory begins as a quiet decision. Every life you admire began with a single step no one noticed. So today, take yours. Make the call. Write the email. Go to the gym. Start the project. Do something that moves you closer to the life you were meant to live. Because every second you hesitate is another second you could have been winning. Your future is built in silence. Your greatness is shaped in the shadows. Your success begins with the smallest step you take today. Now, if this message lit a fire in you, if you're ready to keep walking, stay disciplined, and shock the world with your focus, don't stop here. Watch my next message. Focus on your goals and shock everyone. That's where I'll show you how to lock in. How to stay laser focused when everyone else quits. You've dreamed long enough. Now it's time to step. Because big dreams start with small steps.